Hi, I'm Rick Rollins, and this is Going Places. Hello and welcome to this edition of Going Places. Have we got a show planned for you? All month long, we're talking about love, legacy, and history. Coming up on today's show, the love coach, Robin Mitchell, is back with us as we continue to discuss inspiring the love you desire. We get an update on the pandemic love story of Norman and Alicia Harris. Our Alicia Stafford goes to the movies as we talk about the launch of Kingsman 3. It's the last part of our visit at Ursula's History Shop. Take a look.
Ursula, I just, like I said, I can't think of anyone better to do this than you, because not only do you connect with the item, but you know that there are others who will. So as you curate this, I think it's more than a history shop. It's a museum of sorts. I think that you're going to really evoke memories, good ones, and really cause some people to really delve deeper into who they are and where they've come from. I think that that's why this is so befitting for you. And it's great that we're talking about this during African American History Month.
And speaking of African American history, yes, there's Mary McLeod Bethune here.
Which, by the way, Ursula does one heck of a Mary McLeod Bethune. She really does. If they ever make a movie, they just need to call Ursula.
And so this is about the Hillsborough County School Board, and I have a couple more people I need to put up here, but nevertheless, this is where I start. So I get to talk about the history as it relates to the legends right here. So will I be able to do so because of this wall as well? And this is the QR codes I was talking about. So I get to change things out and have a different experience based on what I find. And you know what? I have an award-winning artist that will be displaying her work here.
That's amazing.
Everything associated with it has an African-American story behind it.
Wow.
So we just put up the first pieces today.
And can we zoom in a little bit on those if you don't mind?
Yeah. And she's bringing the stories to me tomorrow. So I don't know, I heard the story, and when she told them to me, I got it. So I know that once I have it in front of me, it will be a part of the experience. I went right in on that story. I think this one is about girls not being seen, but they're there. Black girls but they're not being seen. And then 3 sisters, 4 sisters, or something like that. And I'm excited about those stories.
That's amazing. And like, I heard you say this word over and over again. And I think that is the best way to explain what people will have when they come to Ursula's History Shop. It is about an experience.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to come myself. I'm looking forward to that. I may even have a couple of things that I'm going to bring to you that I think that will work well in there. So what I want to do is share with them that Ursula has also committed to being our historian, if you will, as we celebrate Black history in Tampa. So on next week, you want to be back here because Ursula and I are going to go to Perry Harvey Park, and we're going to go down the Legacy Trail. And I think that you will understand why this is such an important part of Tampa. As we're going places, all right, we're going back in history, and it's going to bring us to our present. Ursula, thank you for sharing with us. I know this was short notice. Thank you to our camera person, Rosie, for being so wonderful tonight. We appreciate you. And I look forward to sharing with you next week. Again, tell them how they can get to Ursula's History Shop, where, social media, all of that information.
Okay. Social media, the easiest thing to do is ursula10k.com, and everything's there. ursula10k.com. I'm physically located in Tampa Park Plaza on Nebraska Avenue in Scott, which is 1421 Tampa Park Plaza, 33605. And the one thing I did not say is that I'm also a publisher and I publish other people's books.
Yes, you do.
So each shelf will highlight my artists, my authors, and that will determine some of the things that I collect. Now, quite frankly, I want to show you one more thing.
Okay.
This is terrible. Okay, I need help with displays. But what the idea behind this is that I found an Alpha Phi Alpha shirt or jacket. This person who I published is currently the president of the fraternity. So I want to connect the story of the fraternity with the author.
Mm-hmm.
You
So
know,
Ursula's asking for help. You know how you can get in touch with her. So if you are a visual artist and works in merchandising, Ursula's asking for the help, and she deserves whatever she wants. What Ursula wants, Ursula deserves to get.
thank you.
Thank you for being with us today, Ursula. More Going Places when we come back right after this.
Hi, I'm Arlene. Welcome to Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. What's your coffee saying? Whether in for business or just getting away, let Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks be a part of your day. A place for you to come and share thoughts and spirit through a cup of coffee. Come and enjoy with us here at Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Enjoy life one cup at a time.
Alicia Stanford. Let's go to the movies. If you're in the mood for a combination action film and period piece, The Kingsman might be just your cup of tea.
The world burns. You have no idea of what men are capable of.
Ray Fiennes isn't usually known as an action hero, but he's leading an interesting cast of characters in The Kingsman. The Oscar nominee stars as Lord Oxford, a member of the British aristocracy who is a witness to much of world history. His son Conrad, played by Harris Dickerson, has received a gentleman's training in self-defense but longs to be part of the action, especially as what will later be known as World War I approaches.
But reputation is what people think of you. Character is what you are.
Unbeknownst to the good guys, there's an equally bad guy who has assembled a team of diabolical allies, including Rhys Ifans as the Mad Monk Rasputin.
Time to dance.
As you've probably guessed, The Kingsman is a prequel to the extremely popular Kingsman: The Secret Service. That film made more than $400 million worldwide, as did its follow-up, Kingsman: The Golden Circle. While this film has rewritten quite a bit of history and contains a lot of the cartoonish action of its forebears, it seems to have an anti-war, anti-violence message missing from the others.
This film is receiving mixed reviews, but considering the popularity of the other two films in the franchise, I'd say it's a good chance this movie will do very well at the box office. Please stay safe and healthy. I'm Alicia Stanford, and that's what's going on at the movies.
welcome back to this edition of Going Places as we continue our conversation with Robin Mitchell about inspiring the love you desire. The Love Coach is in the house. Take a look.
So welcome back to this edition of Going Places. As I promised, the love guru, the love doctor, my good friend, Robin Mitchell is in the house. If you missed last week, know that you can always watch the broadcast on our new time at 5 a.m. The show, the encore presentation will always be on, but you can also find it on YouTube. So we're going to pick up where we left off on last week. Robin, the 10 is rising. So what's the next step when your 10 is looking like a true 10 and not a faux 10?
I like that. Faux, F-A-U-X.
UX 10. That's right.
Not a 4-10. I love
no, it really, and for those that are not F-A-U-X, they F-O, period. Because they can't afford the letters. Okay. So we talked about being in the brokenness and wanting to get the work in that's necessary to not only fix you, but complete you so that you are ready to receive that love. How do we now take ourselves and walk in that authentic 10-ness, if you will?
Excellent question. So the beautiful thing about once you have been working on being the best version of yourself, you attract that same thing.
Yes.
Now, don't get it twisted. You don't want to attract a bunch of twos, because a king seeing a queen entertain a bunch of jokers, the king is going to move on.
Come on now. I love it.
So if a king is looking for a queen, he needs her to stand on her own. And not saying you got to be by yourself and you can't have friends and you can't be a socialite, a social butterfly. But at the same time, don't have others around you just for the sake of having others around you.
Right.
Because you don't want to make it hard on your 10 to get to you. You want it to be like as a matter of fact, when you are a 10 and your 10 sees you, it will be like meeting an old friend. It'll be like hand in glove. It'll be easy. It'll be a perfect and smooth interaction. It won't be forced. It won't be heavy. It won't be hard. Every time you leave each other's presence, you'll feel lighter. You'll feel inspired. And how does that happen? It should happen organically. You shouldn't have to put on to get on. You shouldn't have to put on airs. You shouldn't have to put on extra. You shouldn't have to have eyelashes that when you blink, there's a breeze just to get the attention you want. It don't take all of that. It don't take all of that. Now, if you like that, that's what you like. But you don't need that to get your 10. So the challenge is be the best version of yourself. Okay. And it will happen organically. Now, if you're not being the best version of yourself, you'll run them off. Your 10 will see you and won't want you.
Exactly. So that's what I was going to ask you. So how do we check ourselves to make sure that we are the best version of ourselves?
Oh, that's easy. Give yourself a score in the morning, mirror, and you know there's some things about you that need to be fixed. You need to wash your face, get the crud out your eye, do something to your hair, do something to your clothes. You see things. It's obvious to you the things that you need to fix. And as you walk throughout your day, pay the same attention to the rest of your day. Are you running late? Well, why are you running late? Do you have a stack of bills that you're not even paying attention to? Why?
Wow.
Are you living above your means when you need to be keeping things in check? See, 3 things, and I'll say this real quick, Rick, 3 things that have been the biggest consistent over the past 30 years of looking at. They change over the years, but consistently 3 things break up marriages. Sex, money, and outside influences. Sex, money, and outside influences.
Okay.
Now, if the chemistry ain't there, you can't force it. Just because you want to be with somebody, don't just be with somebody just to have somebody with you. If the chemistry is not there, you won't be happy if you force the magic to happen. Money. If you're not keeping track of your money, if you don't tell your money where to go, you won't know where it went. and you'll be wondering why you're broke all the time. Budget your money, make sure you keep track of your funds, and then make sure you keep other folks out of your relationship.
Mhm.
Everybody don't have your best interests at heart. Now, love will come and love will grow when you're being what love is. And that's how you inspire the love you desire, by being love, doing the things that are love. And what is that? Kindness. Just being kind precedes love. So if you're kind and giving and you have the ability, the capability to let others shine without you feeling some kind of way, and you don't mind helping other folks shine, you'll be surprised at how many people appreciate you for that and want to bring you closer to them and get to know you better.
Wow. I think that what you said, and I heard that, and it's going to be a good place for us to pick up on next week, is this. One, you can't come in with your finances messed up, because if you broke, most likely you're broken. Two, that in order for you to attract someone, there has to be something to be attracted to.
Absolutely.
And like you said, making sure that I love what Dr. Seuss says, those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. So in making sure that your outside influences have influence and are not just influential, they have something to speak of, and they have something to bring, because what does scripture say? Iron sharpens iron. If they're dulling your blade and their relation, you can't listen to anybody tell you about relationships that don't have relationships. They don't have one, they don't have any, there's no track record, but instead the people beat feet and run away from them. You can't listen to your girlfriends or your fellas if they ain't got nobody, or what they got really belongs to somebody else. Well, we ain't gonna go there this week, but anyway, I think that if we can remember those three things, like you said, I cannot be broken and want wholeness. I can't be broke and want somebody else to take care of me. If you can't, my daughter says, when I get married, I will have my own. I don't need his. I have my own, and then we will have ours. And I thought that, girl, you've been reading the book? No, but I think that that's one thing that we really need to understand. So next week, I want to talk about this, Robin. I want to talk about how we begin to inspire the love, and we want to get into those love tips so that, but you won't know what we're talking about if you don't get the book. Robin, tell them how to get the book.
It's easy. Go to my website, inspirethelove.com. That's inspirethelove.com.
Okay, and get your book. There's a workbook too, right, Robin?
It is a couples devotional. It's literally designed to bring couples close together and deeper in love. It's impossible to go through 30 days of love tips and not grow in love.
So next week, I expect you to have your books. We're going to give you some homework for the remainder of this series. Robin, I can't wait to talk to you more next week. Until then, Going Places continues as we continue to teach you how to inspire the love in 30 days. And since it's February or less, we'll see you right after this.
Hi, I'm Arlene. Welcome to Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. What's your coffee saying? Whether in for business or just getting away, let Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks be a part of your day. Life is moving, visible with color, sound, and community. Enjoy a cup of coffee at Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Enjoy life one cup at a time.
Welcome back to this edition of Going Places. What's Valentine's Day without a love story? If you were with us on last week, you met the Harrises, and they shared how they met and what happened during COVID, including COVID, that brought these two even closer together. Won't you welcome back to Going Places, Norman and Alicia Harris. Go ahead. Hi, thank you for being back with us this week.
Yes, thank you for having us again.
It's great to be back.
So I'm glad like I said, we couldn't finish this on last week, and I thought you deserved this. So because this is this is a magical story. This is what you may not know this. We have Robin Mitchell on the show, who is our love guru for the month. And some of the things you have said, you have ticked off boxes. When you watch this show, you're gonna be like, wow, you really hit it out of the park. And so this is serendipitous, and it is fascinating. So I want to pick up where we left off last week. You're at dinner, and Norman says, "You're gonna be my wife."
Yeah.
And Alicia did not run. Let's pick it up from there.
So I felt, I'm telling this lady I'm going to marry her, but in reality, you have to propose, and I don't want to do it in a time frame that she's uncomfortable, because I don't want to risk, a disappointment, even if it's I won't say yes, I won't say no, but let me think about it for a few months. So I didn't want to risk that. So I was like, how do I get to a point where I feel comfortable? Well, I was like, well, I'll just simply ask. So I asked her a question, something to the effect of, if I wanted to propose to you, what would be too soon and what would be too late? Could you give me a time frame? And she was like, well,
I said today.
Thank you. I was gonna say no, but let her speak. Okay.
Yeah, I said today would be the earliest. And I said like 12 to 18 months would be, time frame of how long I would wait.
So I knew
So
then.
how long did it take?
Well, probably a little over a month from the date that we first went out on a date. It was less than 2 months.
Yeah, because it was July, I think, 8th. It was July 8th that we went on our first date. And then it was my birthday, August 26th, that he asked to marry me.
Wow.
So about
on your birthday.
About a month and a half.
Now,
okay.
I'm thinking.
Go ahead, Norman. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I wanted it to be a surprise. So I know that although she said the earliest today, she did not think it would be as soon as her birthday.
Yeah.
At the very earliest, she's thinking around the holiday. So I'm like, I cannot do it around the holidays, because
Norman says, I will not be that guy that does the Christmas or the New Year's Eve proposal.
Right. So I'm thinking, okay, the birthday would be perfect because she totally would not be expecting it, number one. Number two, it's easier for me to pull it off because we can do like birthday celebrations and just let the proposal kind of just be the climax of the celebration for our birthday. And she would already be in, a mind frame of receiving surprises, but in her mind, birthday surprises would not include a proposal, so
Yeah.
I'm thinking
so Alicia, did you not think that maybe, possibly, Norman would do this?
No, I didn't think that soon.
Good job, Norman.
I didn't think that soon because it literally was not even 2 months from our first date. But I knew we definitely had a connection, and I knew if by chance he were to ask me, because I didn't say today I knew when I said today that he was a man that he might not take too long to say it, since he said it to be the first date. So I was prepared if he ever were to ask me, I knew that I would say yes. But I really was not expecting on my birthday for him to do that. So on my birthday, I was like, wow, he is pulling out all the stops for my birthday. Like, I was like, wow, this is just my birthday. You don't have to do all that.
It was
Had
leaving, it was going
Had my
somewhere.
best friend there, like all my friends were there. We had part 1 of the birthday, then we had part 2. And
Wow.
it was a lot that I was just like, wow, this is all for my birthday. So the last part of the birthday was we were going to dinner with my best friend. She ended up staying in the hotel as well because we stayed in a resort for the weekend. And that is when I started seeing something was going on. I was like, they're going to surprise me again with something. This is just like, you know, I guess the timing wasn't right because I went into dinner and they were like, no, the seat's not right. And he was like, well, let's go outside. You know, my best friend was like, come outside with me. Let's go outside. And I was just like, well, I tried to go outside a second ago and you guys were telling me it's too hot outside. Now everybody wants me to go outside. So I was like, something's weird. So then she put blindfolds on me. So I was like, okay, like something's going down. But I still thought, okay, I was like, I said you don't have to surprise me anymore. You've done enough. So I thought, what is he going to surprise me with now for my birthday? Like, he's done enough. But when I came out and they took the blindfold off, my parents were there, my family was there. I walked out to like roses on the beach, and he was just standing there, not standing there, but on his knees. He was there on his knees, and I was just like in shock. But yeah, it was beautiful. It was everything that I could have dreamt of.
I want to thank you for joining us for this edition of Going Places this week. But before we go, one reminder. You can now see encore presentations of Going Places on Saturday and Sunday mornings at 5 a.m. right here on MOR. Tell a friend, we're going places, and we want them to come along too. For everyone here, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you next week.